lurched out, slamming the door. Michael popped the car into gear and bolted past them, leaving a puff of exhaust to envelop Christy and Katie's first face-to-face encounter in more than 2 months. "Hi," Christy said shyly. "How are you doing?" Katie stared at Christy, her eyes swollen and red. "Why are you here?" You missed the yearbook picture with the volleyball team." "You waited here to tell me that?" "No, actually, I waited here because I wanted to talk to you." "I don't believe this." Katie shook her head so that her short, straight, copper-colored hair swished like silk tassels. "Believe what?" Christy asked, shrinking back. Katie had no problem speaking her mind, and it looked like she was in the mood to let someone have it. Christy didn't want it to be her. "I can't believe this," Katie said again, groping in her backpack for her car keys. "I don't think I can talk to you right now. This is too weird." "What's too weird?" Katie stood still, her green eyes narrowing into slits, scrutinizing Christy's expression. "This is just too much of a God thing for me right now. I have to go." Then, jerking her car door open, she climbed in and started up the engine. Christy didn't know if she should knock on the window and try to get Katie to pay attention to her, or if she should run across the parking lot, jump in her own car, and chase Katie. Before Christy had time to decide, Katie jammed her car into drive and squealed out of the parking lot. "Too much of a God thing? What's that supposed to mean?" Christy muttered as she picked up her belongings and lugged them across the lot to her lonely-looking car. "Do I have bad timing or what? She and Michael obviously had a fight. Maybe after she's had some time to cool down, I'll try talking with her. Why did I wait by her car anyway? I should have called her. It's easier to talk on the phone." "Christy!" came a familiar voice across the lot. It was Fred, one of the other yearbook photographers. Fred was okay in a let's-just-be-friends kind of way. Still, something about him bugged her. "I'm glad you're still here," he said. "Did you take the pictures of the volleyball team?" "Yeah, and I know it's due tomorrow." "Why don't I treat you to a Coke?" "No thanks," Christy said, unlocking her door and getting inside. "Okay then, an ice cream," Fred amiably suggested. "I really need to get home, Fred. I have a ton of homework." "You're planning on staying after school tomorrow to finish the layout, aren't you?" "Yeah, I'll be here." "I did it," Fred said, his face full of glee. "I finally got you to say yes to something I asked. We're on a roll, Christy. It can only get better from here." "So, do you want to go to the prom with me?" "No," Christy said. This was only the 15th time he had asked her. Fred looked undaunted. "Not a problem. You still have 6 weeks to change your mind." "I'll see you tomorrow, Fred." "I'll be looking forward to it," he responded cheerfully. He waved and smiled so that his crooked front tooth stuck out. Jogging to his car parked on the other side of the lot, he drove off on his merry way. Christy stuck her key in the ignition to start her car. Nothing happened. She jiggled the key and tried again. Nothing. "I don't believe this. What else could go wrong?" Christy thought, climbing out of the car and slamming the door. With deliberate steps, she marched back to the school building to call her dad. About 15 minutes later, he pulled up in his white truck. He still had on his overalls from the Hollandale Dairy. He was a large man with reddish hair and bushy red eyebrows. It was embarrassing to have to call her dad to come start her car. She was glad no one was around to see the rescue. "Did you leave your lights on?" Dad asked when he hopped out of the truck with jumper cables in hand. "I don't think so." "Go ahead and pop the hood. We'll try giving the battery some juice." Christy's dad connected the 2 car batteries, letting his truck run for a few minutes before saying, "Get in there and start her up." Christy turned the key, and the engine immediately turned over. She smiled her relieved thanks to her dad. Embarrassing or not, it was nice to have a dad who came to the rescue. "I'll follow you home." Dad disconnected the cables and slammed down.